What's up,
Oh,
buddy?
good evening.
How you doing? We're a little behind tonight.
It's all my fault.
You got a very, very busy schedule, but
Oh my God. I'm exhausted. Like I'm at the bridge every morning and then I'm at the bridge a couple nights a week. I'm at the Highlands one night a week. I went door knocking.
Somebody posted recently that you got their vote just because they see you out putting in the work. That you're the one out there shaking hands. You're not going to wait to the last second. You've been doing it for a month now. And that gets a lot of people's respect, man.
I'm getting a lot of that. It was interesting. I went into what would normally be a fairly unfriendly neighborhood for me. I went on Bartlett, Bellevue, Bartlett. I forget whichever one it was. I'm sorry. I'm delirious. So I guess, by the way, I guess now I can probably relate when these national politicians misspeak. They might really misspeak.
They're tired. Yeah,
there's a tiredness to this thing. If you're working hard anyway.
Well, you're putting in the work, man. You're like a boxer. And boxers have to put in the work. You're putting in the work, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Putting in that blue collar work.
Yep.
I'm not just saying this because you're my friend and we do the show together. I listen. All my respect, man. You're working it. That's what gets people's attention.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. A lot of good feedback. I'm picking up. I'm the sign locations. I'll admit have slowed down a little bit, but I think that's to be expected.
Normal, yeah.
Picked up one in an unfriendly territory. Secured some votes in that neighborhood. Got to finish that neighborhood. Precinct 5 is 2 and 5 are always the busiest and most active precincts. So you really got to make sure you get out and speak with those folks. But I got plans to go all over town and be talking to people. And even when the feedback is a no, at least some of the folks have been saying, you know what, I'm glad I actually spoke to you. My perspective has changed. And
perspective. Yeah.
The number one thing I'm hearing in terms of, being away from the election type stuff, there's actually people engaging with me on a personal level and are saying, hey, look, we like this idea that you're kind of right out there with everything, about yourself, about your struggles, or, I don't give details.
Absolutely.
Right, but you get the point. And that was nice to hear too. So all good stuff. All good. Win, lose, or draw, we fought the battle.
Well, we're not going to lose, so that's all that matters. Right. So let's go off of your campaign for a second. What's going on in Precinct 2? How is that race building up? So you have three people running for that one spot, right?
Yes.
You have John Munson, you have Kurt Millar, and Mark Chapelain, right?
Chapelain, the latecomer. Yep.
Yeah. How's that going? That's your precinct, right?
This is my precinct. So, there's two ways to look at this.
And I'm just curious. Like, if I'm an outside, like I don't see it. Yeah. So how would you explain it to me without? We're not putting anyone down. We're not putting Munson down. We're not putting Mark down.
No.
I'm just curious.
There's three different approaches. So right now, Kurt's for instance, Kurt's gonna try to take more of the, hey, I'm gonna be here, let's get together and chat approach. And so I believe he's having something at the gazebo. I wish I had the date. I hope he's watching and chimes in. Sorry, Kurt, I'm focused on something else. Sorry, but he's gonna be having a little bit of a time. Then you have Munson's approach to this whole thing where, as far as I can tell, I haven't seen him out door knocking, to be candid, but that doesn't mean it hasn't happened.
Right.
But I do see some sign locations in Precinct 2 popping up. So I'm assuming that, he's making traction in some areas. But I don't know what kind of events he's had. And Mark Chapelain's supposed to be announcing an event for next Wednesday, I believe, at the Hong Kong Dragon, I believe. So
that's down the center, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love that Chinese food.
And he's only been working a couple of days and he's got a bunch of sign locations up. So he's working really hard. I don't want to pick favorites here, or anything. I'm not saying that, but if I'm an objective person and I'm trying really to be from the outside looking in, if I were you, right, or someone from Florida that knows nothing, and you were just observing, you would say probably Mark is right now putting in the best effort.
Okay.
And
Well,
that's
if I was a voter and it was based on location of your event, like I said, I love Hong Kong guys. I go there every single time.
Yeah, like
I go. Best Chinese food because they have crap down here.
Yeah, it's well,
the Chinese food is different down here. It's
just it hits.
I don't even eat it. I eat Thai food now. I don't even eat Chinese food down
How
here.
is the Thai food down there?
Oh, dude, that's another level. Yeah,
I've never had. I love Thai food.
Oh, it's another level. We found a couple of really good spots. But
in Boca.
Oh yeah. So how was your event? Your coffee event? Was it last Saturday?
Yeah,
it was bad weather. I heard too.
Terrible weather. It was well, maybe not terrible, but bad weather.
Cold.
It was rainy and cold.
Yeah.
So, but it was still at the end of the day, it was really it's more of a steady good turnout than an all at once turnout, and I'm kind of glad it went that way because it gave me a chance to talk to more people. Kurt's chiming in. Let's get that up there.
Put it up on the screen. Yep.
October 21st at the gazebo. So, all right. So now as an outside observer, the work is starting to heat up.
There you go.
Here we go.
That's what we want to see. Good race.
Yeah, we want to see a race, right? I'm in one.
Well, Kurt doesn't want to see a race.
No, you don't really want to see a race.
Nobody wants to. Munson doesn't want a race. Chapdelaine doesn't, but it is what it is, right?
It's a race. Anyway,
what it is. Your coffee event, and it was a steady stream of people.
It was a steady stream of people, and here's the thing, the number one thing. So first of all, I was able to get more voters who were on the fence and some who were a no. There was a young couple that came who were a no, but were encouraged by a mutual friend to come and at least have a conversation. At the end of the conversation, we had more supporters. We had their support. Another young couple showed up, wanted to check me out, ended up being a supporter and a great sign location on River Road. Really nice couple.
Good.
So it was good, but the feedback was really, really good. We had a lot of fun. And I got to thank Adriana's again, for hosting and helping us out. I do hope the people that come will continue to patronize Adriana's.
Oh, listen, Adriana's doesn't have anything to worry about. That place is spot on.
Yep.
They do everything right. Now, are they done? They're done with this summer weekend burger nights and stuff like that. Is that
they've brought the pop-up has been brought inside?
Oh, it's inside now.
Yeah, they're making flatbread pizzas.
Oh, wow!
And
that's good business, man.
They made meatballs 2 weeks ago. I went.
Telling you, man,
meatballs with the vodka sauce. Oh my god!
I'm telling you, man. There has to be a meatball contest in Winthrop.
I mean,
there has to be. It would. What a draw that would be.
I would.
The whole town would go.
We could do it in October in honor of Italian Heritage Month.
I don't think it's. Well, it might be. Well, how long does it take to put an event together?
I mean,
all they have to do is make a pot of meatballs.
Well, everybody make a pot of meatballs.
Then you have judges. You have some judges.
A table down the center, and
or you can do it. Yeah, right in the center. You can have all the tables kind of lined up, and bring a pot of meatballs, something to heat it up, some little paper plates, and people can taste it and then vote. Right? Or you have judges, local business owners. Right? I think it's a home run, man. Gets the town together.
I think you're right. I like the idea. I'd like to play it out and kick it around.
Use that as part of your campaign. I support a meatball contest in Winthrop.
Hey, meatball. I like what Kurt wrote here, by the way, just real quick on a touch on it. So we put it out to Mark and John to have a meet and greet. I've also, just so all three of you know, Kurt, you already know this. Mark and John, you're welcome to come on. We are inviting you to come on if you want to plead your case and have the voters of Precinct 2 hear you. And I will say, we're not fluffing our nest or feathers here, but with the votes from a viewership perspective is breaking records by a lot this particular election season. So someone's watching.
And listen, as much as we might have, beat up John in the past for his, the fact that Bill Schmidt supported him didn't really help in our eyes, right? We don't hide that.
Nope.
But John, if you want to come on, we're fair, we're honest, we're right down the middle. You won't get, any surprise attacks or anything. We'll let you come on and state your campaign promises and what you want to do for your precinct. And again, it'll be just like it was before. He came on. It was a good interview.
Yep.
He did well, and that's the invitation. Don't feel like, oh, they hate me and I don't like them. Even if you don't like us, it's still a good platform. Regardless.
And there's nothing personal.
No. It's nothing personal. John seems like a nice guy. It's when you're in that spot, well, you leave yourself open, right?
Tell me about it.
Yeah. So I've been getting some calls from Winthrop.
Okay. Tell me
that and it was without pulling any punches. You and I have not talked all week, right? You've been busy. We text, but we don't have lengthy conversations as people might think we do.
Not at all.
They said that you're getting a lot of good feedback.
Good.
And then there are the detractors.
Of course.
Which is to be expected. But this person says a lot of people like your ideas. And they just said, okay. One person had a conversation with another person. No names involved. And the person said to the other person, who was not a Todd Sacco supporter, well, Todd's the only one talking about trees. Todd's the only one out there talking about we have to plant 1,000 trees. And the response was, well, how do you know he's going to do it? Anyone can make a campaign promise. How do you know he's going to do it, right? So the reply to that was, well, I know for a fact he planted 15 trees just on his street alone. So if you could do that to a number of streets around Winthrop, you could plant 1,000 trees in Winthrop.
That's right.
You can. It's totally possible. There is room for that in Winthrop. And the person, what's that?
Can I answer that question?
Dude, yeah. So let me finish this up.
Yeah.
And
remind me to answer that question.
Yeah, and so this conversation ended with, well, we'll see, and kind of a nasty reply, which we expect, right? Mm-hmm. But this person said that the other person had no answer to the fact that you said that you had planted 15 trees just on your street alone. So with that said, take it.
Yeah, and with the help of my neighbors, obviously, I orchestrated a 15 tree plant with Steve Calla, DPW. So the person has their right to be a skeptic because 1,000 trees is a bit different than 15 on a street, in fairness. However, what my plan would be is to, look, we have a committee. We have two groups that love trees. I'd like to enlist their help to help fundraise one half of the cost and talk to Steve about the other half of the cost again and see if we can do this in a section, townwide, see if it makes sense to do it on a townwide basis, one section of town at a time, maybe once a quarter, or every 2 quarters, or once a year, whatever we think we can do from a financial perspective. But we should aim to be planting 1,000 trees every year. At least for the next
once
few.
We hit 1,000, then we see where we go from there.
Right.
Yeah, and Winthrop could really, really, really use it.
We could use some trees.
They need the trees for the protection because, like I had said before, and you had said, this was in a conversation you and I had and manifested this way, that Winthrop's not getting protection from Massport. Winthrop's not getting protection from anybody when it comes to this pollution that's being dropped on Winthrop.
Just an FYI.
Except trees. Trees will help. The canopy will help.
An FYI for the viewers and for everybody that might watch later, our contracts with the MWRA and Massport are coming up I think in January of 25. Credit to Mr. Chapdelaine because he and I were talking about it the other day. But the point being, um, those contracts are coming up, and I'm all for sitting across the table from those folks and saying, "Hey, how about some of this in the mitigation package? You know, trees. I don't know. Maybe they'll pay for trees. You know,
They
we'll
need
see.
to pay more than what they're paying right now, period.
And I think there's something to be said for that too.
Oh, absolutely there is, because the more Massport, because they're coming up also, right?
Yeah, both of
The
them.
more flights that go over Winthrop, the more Massport needs to pay. That was, you said that to me.
Yep.
The more flights that go over Winthrop, the more Massport needs to pay.
Yeah,
the more routes that are routed over Winthrop, the more Massport needs to pay. It's only common sense. It's good business on Winthrop's part to say, no, this is what you, because if I'm not mistaken, they are leasing a portion of Winthrop land, right? Isn't that what Massport's
Oh, that's a good was that a
situation is?
permanent thing?
Well, they
I
didn't buy it.
remember
I don't think they bought it. I think they're
Okay, so they're
leasing it.
leasing. Well, I need to bone up on that. I'm going to
Yeah.
agree with you for the purposes of this discussion.
Yeah. Well, shouldn't the airport committee know about this?
Yeah, they could help us with that.
Right.
And that's where we'll get all of our information too, right?
Ask Hannah. Isn't she on that?
She is. Airport hazards, right? Airport hazards.
Do they, again, and I'm just going to say it, do they even meet? Like, we don't even know.
Have you seen anything on the calendar? I haven't looked. In fairness, I haven't looked for it.
Well, I don't know. No one I know has seen it.
Well,
so
it could be problematic.
Yeah. So maybe we get that active again. Let's see. We had a comment in. As Winthrop Loves Trees tried a fundraiser in town to see which residents would be interested in donating a tree. You know what? That's a good question, and that's a start. Listen, we're not opposed to anything. Todd is not opposed to anything that helps this promise, this campaign promise that Todd's making.
That's right. And let's get involved with Winthrop Love Trees. I'd love to work with them.
I'm just going to be blunt with you, my friend, but do they want to work with you? Like that? See,
well,
this is where it gets in the way.
Puts in your differences aside.
You have to, and you're very good at that. Some people don't like it that you can do that, but you're very good at putting it different. Hey, that's how we met.
Right?
I think we both had to put our differences aside.
Yeah. I think it morphed into that.
Into a friendship. But hey, and Winthrop Loves Trees, please.
Right?
Yeah, talk to Todd. Listen, trees, and so this is the thing, right? Trees, like veterans, like other issues, should never be political. They should be, Winthrop Loves Trees should work with anybody that wants to help push forward planting more trees. No political views should be used when it comes to any of this stuff. It's apolitical.
Well, it should be.
It should be apolitical.
I would suggest.
Yes.
So.
All right, so back to the show. Back to your coffee. You said you met some good people, got some good sign location. The guy across the street. What was that?
So there's 3 houses there.
Yeah. And
the first person I met, I actually was introduced via text through a mutual friend. And when I got this guy is a veteran. When I got to talking to him, he had already said, "I'm putting your sign up. I'm familiar with who you are. I want you to win, but these are my neighbors. I would like to see if they'll." So this wasn't even from the coffee hour. Like the guy was out front. I was waving in front of Adriana's on a Friday night standout, and he had his grandchild, and she was waving to me, and I was waving back, and he was waving, and it was fun, right? It was cute. It was fun. And he said he was pointing to the fence, and then it was too noisy. And so the next time he saw me, which was after the coffee party, he said, I want you to put a sign here. And we believe in you, and I'm going to talk to my neighbors. And lo and behold, I got 3 boom, boom, boom coming in from East Boston.
Good.
So I've got really good visibility. Again, signs don't vote. I get it. I understand signs don't vote, but they're part of the process.
Yes.
And sign locations in main thoroughfares are helpful to your brand, if nothing else.
Well, that's location, right?
Right.
And sometimes quality is better than quantity.
Correct.
You know?
It's funny. I don't know if Carol's watching tonight. If she is, she might be able to look. But I think I've gone through 250 signs.
Good.
So some of those are for standouts.
Yeah.
So I've got to have at least 150 out there, close to 200 signs out there.
Good.
Spread out all over the place.
Still have a whole month in a week.
And again, signs don't vote. But the thing I really enjoyed the most was Frank, my new friend Frank, that has the 75-year-old Schwinn.
I saw that. That's awesome.
This guy was
That's awesome,
man. Yeah, he served. Another veteran, great guy. He was in the Coast Guard. Had a million and one different stories.
Hold on.
I wish he stuck around.
There you go. I would like a sign at my house. Randy, do you know how to get in touch with me? Send me your address and I'll give it to Todd.
Yeah. Thank you, Randy.
Thank you, Randy. I love Randy, much. By the way. I love Randy. She's a wonderful person.
Is she
She's known me since I was a little Chuck.
You guys were the same age?
She was my brother Mark's class.
Okay.
So a couple years older than me. Yeah. But she's known me since I was a little Chuck. Yeah.
Were you ever really?
I've known her
Chuck?
too. So
whoa.
Was I ever
really a little Chuck?
You know what I was? I was the husky kid.
Yes, I'm not fat. I'm big boned. What is that, Cotman?
I wore the husky jeans back in the day. These things could survive a nuclear blast. They were these thick jeans that they were like cardboard, but they were indestructible. Because back in the day, we used to go out and play.
That's
right?
it.
And we'd get dirty. And we'd get yeah. There were no video games. There was no, TV was minimal, right?
We didn't have 8,000 channels. We had like 4.
We didn't have phones that distracted us. Kids today don't know what it's like to get dirty. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. There are kids out there that still do that, and God bless them. God bless the parents for making them do it.
That's it.
So the bike in his Schwinn.
The bike in his Schwinn. Been riding it for 75 years. Almost. I think there's only like the frame and the big pedal sprocket are the only original parts left. Everything else has been replaced. The handlebar, maybe. It was just interesting, and he was very friendly. He gave me this little Coast Guard teddy bear, wished me luck, and went back on his way.
That's cool.
A nice visit.
Yeah, that was cool.
Climb trees and eat dirt. Look at that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, there we go. So it was a good event. Good responses.
Yeah, lots of great questions. We won a couple. We got some regulars that we knew were with us, but we picked up more votes along the way. People said that they're going to spread the word.
Yeah.
I also have been getting some surprisingly. I have gotten some outreach from a place that I never thought I'd get it, and I'm happy. I just look. If I have to be careful here, and this is obvious, so I can say it. I have to be careful here. I don't want to dox anybody, right?
Correct.
Whatever that means. I think I know what it means, actually. So, school. I got outreach from. I've heard from a couple of the members of the faculty who are supporting me, and I just want to say thank you. I want to thank all of them. The ones that aren't talking about that are supporting me. The ones that maybe disagree with what's going on in the schools politically, but they can't say anything, I will say it for you. I'm here to help you with that. But I also want the message to get into the schools too, that what really at this point is most important to me is if we can find some way to make the promise of Winthrop. And in my view, the promise of Winthrop is the ability for someone like my parents to be able to buy property here. If we can find some way that help our teachers and our firefighters and our police to be able to buy homes here if they're just starting out, affordability. I'm your voice for that too. So thank you.
Excellent. Excellent.
I think I threw my pen.
It's the same place where your phone is, which is you don't know.
Lost in space. Anyway, I don't think I'll write anything.
So next week, and you know what, Todd, I'm going to say right now that these shows coming up in the near future are not necessarily going to be an hour long, because
right.
that's a lot for you.
Yeah.
This is important time. This is family time.
Yeah.
That you take to do this, and I understand that. So we might end the show at 40 minutes. So it's not always going to be an hour. It's going to be informative, right? But you do have a very busy schedule, dude. You're killing it out there.
Doing the best I can, man.
Well, you're doing great, man. You're doing great. And like I said, I'm getting feedback. So, and not that we're ending the show now, but I got something today. You sent me a text saying next week we have Rose.
So this is very exciting to me anyway, because so Roseanne Trionfi Mazzucchelli, who served as our Veteran Services Director for the town, I think for 9 years. She was 21 years Army Military Police, and she was a special agent in the U.S. Army Criminal Investigations Command. She worked alongside me on the Turco campaigns, at least 2 of them. She's a fantastic human being. She's the nicest person, one of the nicest people I've ever met. And I'm honored to actually have her coming on the show and talking to us. And just, she can give us a boatload of info on how we can make veteran services better.
Oh, I can't wait to talk to her.
Yeah, you'll have all the best questions for her, right?
I can't wait to talk to her. Yeah.
I hope she's watching, because this is genuine excitement from me and Scott, I can tell.
Yeah.
Just because I've always enjoyed being around Rose anyway, but no, I'm excited to try to, when elected, if elected, let's use whatever language we feel fit, we see fit, but I'm excited to try to help the veterans too, right?
Yes.
That's a vulnerable population of ours as well, right?
So as I stated, female veterans are the fastest growing population of homeless in this country. So, and female veterans are a very big minority in the military.
Yeah.
Female veterans are a very big minority in the military. They might be the minority in the military.
Really?
Right? Because the military, well, if you go by race, right, it's pretty much split. Maybe Asians might be a lesser population, right? But women, there's really not a lot of women in the military. If you look at the big picture. But they are the fastest growing population of homeless in this country.
Wow.
So talk about the most vulnerable, right? The most vulnerable doesn't necessarily mean people that are coming into this country.
Oh, heck no.
That's how it gets perceived. That's how it gets put out. And by the way, I've done a lot of research on this, and illegal immigration is a billion-dollar industry.
Sure it is.
It's a billion-dollar industry all over the world. Italy,
right?
France, United States. It's a billion-dollar industry.
That's crazy.
So you have to look at, from that perspective, why is it being pushed so much? Because people are making money hands over fist. The government's just giving people money to take care of these people. And they get right in, right? So they're the most vulnerable just because they came here illegally? No. How about our own people that are vulnerable?
That's right.
Somebody's sister, somebody's mother, right? So
our community,
yeah. So veterans
Yeah, it's going
seem
to be.
to get
Go ahead,
overlooked
sorry.
in that category.
Yeah,
But
absolutely, 110%. I agree with that too.
yeah, yeah. So it should be a great conversation.
Agree 110%.
Great conversation.
I did want to share. I found it interesting. I mean, look, my advisors would probably tell me not to talk about this at this moment, but I don't always listen to my advisors.
No.
Right? I don't know if that there's much harm in this. I thought it was kind of funny. I saw Bill Schmidt out, and I think he was going door to door for John. I thought it was interesting.
Okay. Okay. He wants to.
He's
John's friend.
participating. Yep.
He's participating. Doesn't make him bad that he's helping John Munson.
Nope.
It's just how he performs as the head of the Board of Health. That is his biggest problem.
I guess really what I'm trying to say is I'm not trying to say anything.
No, hey, listen. If Bill's out there working for John, let him work for John. Everybody has. Look, there might be people that say that about me with you.
Yeah, I suppose.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? What do you mean?
Well, just based upon a recent text I received from you. Like, what? All right, this is interesting. But anyway, I'm digressing, and it's not good.
No. So, all right. Do you have any other events coming up in the near future that we might want to let people know about?
Yes, there's a fall fair. I believe that's October 7th at Ingleside. I've got a table. We'll be giving out popcorn and stickers for the kids. Would love to see you guys down there. That's the next event coming up. I mean, I've got standouts next week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Highlands on Monday, Bridge Wednesday, Thursday. I get there around 5. I would expect people to start showing up around 6 or so, but I like to get there early, so I'm usually by myself at first. So hope to see more people there. We actually had a little bit bigger showing tonight that seems to be growing a little bit. Unfortunately, a couple of my people come down with COVID, so that stunk. So that's it for events right now. We're thinking about what and if the next one should be. I wanted to send out a big thank you to a couple people. First, did you happen to see? You probably haven't looked at the transcript today, have you?
No.
Yeah, so there's a couple of nice letters in there with support for me. One of them I just wanted to read quickly from my friend Jared Wickham. History there is our two boys are friends, and they've been friends since, I think back when preschool days. But they did drama together. They did all kinds of things together when they were younger, and we became friends with the parents. So. And I helped Jared Wickham. He did make an attempt at a school committee race a number of years ago. So, hello, my name is Jared Wickham, Precinct 2, and a third-generation Winthrop resident. I am writing to extend my support for Todd Sacco, candidate for councilor at large. I've known Todd for over 10 years as a personal friend, parent, and an advocate for our students and town. In any of those areas, Todd is consistently selfless. Whether opening his doors to anyone, offering food and good company, exuding with pride at his children's academic and athletic accomplishments, or doing all he can to ensure our students, schools, and community is protected, respected, and given all opportunities to succeed. Never once has Todd Sacco been about himself. What I have learned as his friend is that Todd wants for nothing and wants to give everything. Todd cares about the future of this town. He wants to not only give back, but to help move forward. I can personally attest that Todd will always be there for this community, day and night, ready to do what is not only best for the citizens of Winthrop, but what the citizens of Winthrop actually want. And Todd listens. Whether he agrees with you or not, you will always feel heard and respected. Todd understands that with healthy, transparent communication, change will occur. And if elected to the Winthrop Town Council, that change will happen. I encourage any and all to reach out to Todd, ask him questions, and give him your vote on November 7th. Jared Wickham. Thank you for that.
There you go. Very
That
good.
was a good one.
Very good.
And now, for this week's potential piece de resistance, this is a quicker one. It's a letter from a friend, a longtime friend of the family, Sean Delahanty.
I graduated with him.
Yes, you did.
And your brother.
Yes, you did. And I mean,
Good dude.
my family's roots and the Delahanty's roots go way back. I graduated with Brian. You know, I knew Terry through the high school years. My older brothers knew Michael, Sean.
Yeah, a lot of
girls,
Delahantys.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many. The Delahantys at times, it's like there's a billion of them. They're everywhere. So we go way back. And this, I worked, my first job ever was the Fish and Bull. Dish dog. And
right where Dunkin' Donuts is right now up the
Yes.
Highlands. Yeah.
And at that time, that's when I really got to know Sean, because Sean was just a guy yelling at us from the sidelines, "Get in there and sack the guy." You know, when we were playing ball. He was a line cook, a short order cook, maybe all kinds of cooks. I don't remember. I was young, but man, that's when I really got to know Sean. So he writes me this letter, why I endorse Todd Sacco for counselor at large. I have known Todd Sacco for the better part of 40 years, maybe longer. I went to school with his brother Troy and know his brother Jim as well. Todd is a family man with deep roots in our community. He lives here, raises his family here, and sends his kids to local schools. I've always known Todd to be argumentative, but only when he is advocating for someone without a voice or truly believes in his side of the issue. He believes that the best solutions come from healthy debate on the issues of the day.
That's true.
Todd has always believed that regardless of your political affiliation, you have the right to be heard. He stands up against cancel culture. Todd does not shrink when outnumbered by those that would like to silence him because he does not fall into line and support their agenda. Instead, he points out how their agenda has or will adversely affect our community, a community he and I have been fortunate to call home for the majority of our lives. Much too often, the public is spoon-fed one side of the story by the powers that be in order to gain support for their agenda. With Todd Sacco, you will hear both sides of the story, some spirited debate, and the result will be that we are all more informed. Our national politicians are a disgrace, either supporting extreme liberal policies or burying their heads in the sand and refusing to take up the issues that are now affecting every city and town in the country. We've all become border states and sanctuary cities and towns. Schools, hospitals, and our system of economic assistance designed to help the less fortunate among us are all becoming overwhelmed and cannot be sustained serving the numbers of people that are being sent to them currently. The time has come to say enough is enough, and there is one voice that has been saying it for some time. The time has come for Todd Sacco. I proudly support and endorse my friend Todd Sacco for counselor at large on November 7th. Sincerely, Sean Delahanty. Thank you, Mr. Delahanty. It's much appreciated.
There you go. Absolutely.
We are we're making waves. We're making ways.
Yeah.
Progress.
Yeah.
Right. It's time to show people what's going on. It's time to, pull back the covers a little bit further where necessary. We're applicable and we're legally allowed.
And once again, cannot stress this enough. You will be here. Well, it's Thursday tonight.
Maureen Davis is getting mad because we moved it from Tuesday.
I know, Maureen.
Sorry.
She's very passionate. She's a very passionate person.
I'm a busy man.
She's a very passionate person.
She is, yeah.
And I give her credit for that. I give her credit. Let's see. Randy said, sorry, I have to sign off. I totally support you, Todd. But I got to get ready to watch my Bachelor in Paradise.
Thank you. We love you.
She's going to send you, her address to me, and she'll watch out for her sign.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Again, you will be here every Tuesday night to answer anybody's questions, whether they like you or not. You'll be here. You'll be live. I can't stress the importance of that, to have a counselor live every week, not coffee hour every 3 months, not, however they've been doing it, if they've been doing it at all, because usually people that run unopposed don't do these things.
That's right. That's true.
Todd, I can't stress how important this is to the people of Winthrop that you will have a town councilor that's representing the whole town, counselor at large. His interest is the whole town, regardless of, I think, even if you were in precinct 2, running for that, it's about the whole town. You'll be here to answer their questions. And their questions will come either by phone call or just like this, like put it right up on the screen. Everybody will see it. You know, that's very important. How many politicians do that? Huh?
That left quickly. What was that?
Well, I was just using it as an example. It was,
sorry.
Yeah, just like it'll go up on the screen like this.
Oh, I see.
And then it'll just go away. Like if somebody's questions will be put right up there, you'll have access. You'll have access to a town council like never before. You can't stress that enough. I think I've said that 3 times.
Yeah, you could say it again.
It's an amazing. It's amazing that a politician is willing to do that, to put themselves out there and answer your questions and answer the hard questions.
Yeah, what is wrong with me?
Maybe give you a hard answer.
I changed my mind. I changed my mind.
I don't want to do this.
I'm not doing it. The show's over.
Well, you never know. Maybe like the Shill Schmidt and the Board of Health, we might have technical issues and Winthrop Votes doesn't come on anymore.
Yeah,
we'll go dark like the Board of Health did.
We'll go
That's literally what the Board of Health. They zoomed all through COVID. Then all of a sudden they were zooming their meetings, and all of a sudden Bill the Shill Schmidt pulls the plug, and the Board of Health meetings go dark. That's why people don't like him.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, that's why people don't like him.
A lot of people are upset about that.
This is not just us. This is a lot of people that are upset about that. And he refuses to budge. It's like to him, it's spite. He's cutting off information to the public, the taxpayers, out of spite. There's no other reason. He gives these excuses like, well, I have to know it's going to work. It worked all through COVID.
It worked the week before he had his meeting. There was no reason to believe it didn't.
And it did work, and then he got caught in 4K. Yes. He went dark.
He sent an email was sent to him just a couple weeks ago, I believe from Vasily, saying, can you please now post a Zoom now that you something to the effect of now that you know it works. The system's working. Didn't happen.
No, this is why people don't like Bill Schmidt.
I mean,
it's not just you and I, but we did bring it to the people's attention.
I mean,
which is what we're here for, transparency.
It only became personal when it was made personal, right?
By him.
If your business is you're not doing your business right, well, let's see what the people think about how you're doing your business. They don't agree with you. So
right. There you go. All right, well, listen, buddy, I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna let you go to bed.
All right. Thank you.
As the producer, I'm making a command decision here.
Yes, you are.
And I'm going to send you to bed.
Thank you.
Well, you got to find your phone first.
I know. I got to go find my phone and then get to bed because I got to get up tomorrow and be down.
Is it on vibrate? Is it on vibrate?
It might be. My kids dialed it like 3 times. We can't find it. I think it's on DND.
Oh,
do not disturb. Or I dropped it somewhere.
My wife loves her, and I'll let you go after this. She's a techie. She loves all the gadgets. We have an Alexa and we have a Hey Google, right? Mm-hmm. Like I don't know why we need both. Mm-hmm. She just loves gadgets, right? Mm-hmm. And she has it set up to where, like, I'm home alone during the day, and if I misplace my phone, I say, "Hey Google, call Scott," and Google will call me so I can track my phone down.
Nice trick. Look at you.
Well, she did it, not me. Trust that.
That's funny.
All right, you wanna take us out?
Yeah, guys. Again, look, we've said it before. We'll say it again. I said it a million times. All politics starts at the local level. It's never been more true. It's never been more true. If we had never, 50 years ago, we started taking a lot more money from the feds than we used to. And now look at us in schools. Our schools are basically run by the feds. So all politics is local. Please pay attention. Please share this if you like it. Thank you for watching it. Ask me questions. Give me a chance. Give me a chance. I've made progress. You'll see that. Give me a chance.
And we'll be here on Tuesday night with Rose, right?
That's right. We'll be here on Tuesday night with Rose.
All right. And as I always say, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you like it, share it. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. If you didn't like it, thanks for listening for 45 minutes and watching. We appreciate your time. And we'll be back next Tuesday night with a great show.
Yeah, Rose.
Great show coming up.
Gonna be a good
All right,
one.
buddy.